How about now? When I saw it was on default and I saw that my mic was live, I assumed that the default mic it was talking about was the Blue Snowball. Cool. I assumed I was running the Blue Snowball, but apparently not. Well, shoot. Man, I was riding such a vibe. Talking about everything I had in mind, and now I probably gotta explain all of it all over again. I guess we can start with what we're doing here. I am playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. A running thing I've been doing on this channel is just playing this game to Pokedex hunt and Shiny hunt. I have a goal to try to get every Hisui Pokemon, or at least one of each one species from each family line. So like, I don't have to have like a Cypher, Scizor, or Cleavor. One Cypher to get the shiny Cleavor is good in its own right. I've been doing this for so long that we're down to like 2 Pokemon, so it wouldn't be that fun if I just soft reset until we got the outbreaks. And those 2 that I still need are the Cypher line and the Petalil line. Beyond that, we're just trying to fill out pages on my Pokedex along the way. Maybe get a little Burmite, because I feel a little unfortunate, like, getting the shiny Avalugg without getting the Burmite. Despite the fact that, like... Okay, right now you're about to premeditate for Alpha Darthex. You just found the outbreaks as we speak. Awesome. Yeah, like, I have considered premutations every now and then. Like, I gotta get back into that, at least when I'm playing this game on my own time, because that would definitely be a more efficient way than just soft resetting until I get the outbreaks that I need. But for streaming purposes, I don't think it would be too fun just to soft reset a whole bunch. And I also am kind of a sucker for, like, actually not resetting in general, because I just have a personal philosophy of wanting to keep as... Every time I reset, that's progress, or that's gameplay that's, like, becomes non-canon. I've heard of it. I know the basics. I would have to go onto the site to refresh myself exactly with how permutations work. But I know the general gist of, like, finding an outbreak and then, like, either catching or defeating the Pokemon in a particular order to get the RNG to roll slightly differently. So I guess short answer is yes. I just don't really practice it too often. And I don't have the tools set up, aka the spreadsheet, to actually do it right now. Like, half the fun for the... Part of the reason that I can put up with putting so much time into this game is... even if I don't find anything, I can at least make some check marks off on the slow but very slow but gradual process of filling out this massive Pokedex for Legends Arceus. You think you guys should give it a shot. It's fun, especially in streaming. Totally recommend it. I'll keep it in mind. Like, I'm sure it's all well and good. What I was trying to say is that this, in general, even off streaming, it doesn't really click for me, because, like, if I don't reset, then, like, these little tiny check marks I'm getting, like using a strong style move on Pokemon, I would lose the progress of that, because I would not be because I would just be resetting it away every single time. Oh, but... Yeah, I don't mean to dismiss it, I'm just... I guess I'm just getting a little defensive for no apparent reason. Sorry about that. Wasn't even trying to be defensive, I just tend to try over-explain... I just tend to over-explain things. Alright. Well, that being said... Either way, I think we've exhausted everything there is to really do around here. Onwards to the next outbreak. Oh yeah, all the awesome stuff I was talking about earlier that no one got to hear. I guess the big thing was that I spent a good chunk of the day pondering back and forth of if I was going to stream this or Sonic Cross Worlds. I was definitely heavily considering Cross Worlds because right now there's one of those festivals going on where you get Persona related rewards because it's the Joker Festival. And the big reason I ended up going for this instead was, well, I already got everything from the Joker Festival. So I'm not really have... Do you have a number? 3 from 49? Do you mean for me to give you a number? Or a number for something in particular? Anyways, no cipher here. Okay, 29. First number that came to my mind. Anyways, yeah, like, in the past, this would have been a perfect day to actually do some festival grinding in Sonic Cross World. But don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. They've changed the way the festival works to make it easier, and like between that and having all this extra time off because of the birthday week vacation I gave myself, I got all my festival stuff done on Friday. So there's no festival left for me to actually do besides tickets. Granted, they also adjust the ticket rewards, so it's probably still worth it from a gameplay standpoint. But on one hand, I've streamed Sonic Cross Worlds already last week, even though it wasn't during a festival. But I haven't streamed this game in a little bit. So I guess that's what, between that and like me being in a little bit of a downer before the stream started, and this being my comfort game, I ultimately decided to lean on doing this instead. Part of me is like tempted to swap over to Cross Worlds halfway through, but we're here. It's pretty rare for me to stream more than 2 hours anyway, so I don't think it would be pretty practical to swap games after like 1 hour or even less. So we're gonna stick with this probably for the whole time. If I get really bored, though, we'll consider other options. Did I really just warp to a location that didn't have a massive mass outbreak? Oops. Nice. Sounds like you're having a good time, hacker. Which I'm totally sure won't sound weird out of context because I have a recording for the YouTube chat, but not the Twitch chat. And I don't know, there's no... Hypothetically, I guess I could set up the stream to actually have the chats on the side, but that might just ugly up the layout more than it needs to. And I'm actually kind of surprised that I actually ran into someone willing to watch the Legends Arceus stream today. Legends EA came out like... I think it feels like less than a week ago at this point. So I kind of just assumed that all the Pokemon fans went over to that game. Not me, I'm stubborn. Between not having a Switch 2 yet, and just like not really finding anything about ZA that really appealed to me enough to buy it at full retail price, and the fact that like I get so much enjoyment out of just roaming around this vast countryside, we are here. It reminds me, I have a YouTube series that I've been trying to do monthly where I just play this game, give video updates on the channel, and just vibe to roaming around this game. And I don't know if I actually said it in the video, but I know like that game series, even if I were to get into Legends EA, I'm pretty sure I would still keep playing this game for that video series just because it feels a lot more relaxing than the bustling city life. You go back to ZA, but you don't got money, and to you like Legends Arceus more. Fair. Like, so I guess we're in a very similar boat. Is there actually an outbreak here, or did I just fly to... Oh, hold on. I think I've been having a brain fart. I think I forget to go to town. For some reason, I forget that I saved in the tundra. So I keep soft resetting, seeing that there's no outbreak, and then soft reset before checking for outbreaks. That, or just get pretty crummy outbreaks. Yeah. At this point, if we do find something, it might be just worth it go through a permutation. And also, that's a bit of a process. I wouldn't have the patience to go through every single possibility. But maybe the next time we find one of the two outbreaks I'm looking for, I can try a couple of soft resets specifically at the outbreak. Nice little middle ground. Alright, talk to Lavington, go back to the village, and then... Oh, there's also the important step of checking for outbreaks, and then soft reset if you don't like what you see. Nothing here, but I'd rather just do one and get a phase than just soft reset again and again. Worst case scenario, if I don't like what we see here, then we can reload the console. And I guess there wasn't as much else going on as I thought there was, because most of the other stuff I was talking about was kind of more on the downer end. Talking about the irony of just like being like 10 minutes before the stream start going, I don't know, do I really even like doing streams anymore? and then like I immediately after I hit the live button, it's like, oh, I'm having a blast. I guess the issue is like I don't consider myself a talkative person by nature, so like actually setting up and going live is always the hardest part of a live stream for me. And like being reminded about the whole YouTube scene thanks to a clickbaity video that got recommended did not help matters. They get plenty enough attention without me mentioning them by name, so I will leave it at that. Alright. I mean, we're here for Hisui's. I got this Hisui's. I got this one already, but we're here, so I might as well see what pops up. Oh, cool. One of them spot me. How long before I get massacred by the boys? Yeah, you would stream this game, but you sadly don't have the materials. And that's okay. I get it. I have to actually think about it because the stuff I had for so long. But it is quite a bit of an investment to get into streaming. It's easy to forget that when you've done it for so long, but you do have to get a capture card, you do have to get a decent mic. Granted, like, if you really want to give it a shot, that's all that you need. Like, you can start real cheap, and then work your way up to something of better quality if it really sticks. But I get that that's still can be quite an investment to get started with. You just wish Nintendo had Twitch. Fair. Like, I've been, like, sticking with the Nintendo stuff for so long. I forget that the other consoles do come with Twitch by default. Wait, where's the oh, there's a new horde forming. And they're totally gonna see me. I guess they don't see me under this conspicuous single blade of grass. Alright. Pull up another stealth spray. Yeah, ever since I was able to upgrade my computer a while back. Partly I am stubborn to the point where I won't upgrade unless I had to, and Windows was kind of forcing my hand to upgrade with some of the things that they were changing in the upcoming time. Long story short, tangent to say that I did get a pretty nice computer, so I have started to explore the PC gaming side of things. And been having now that I'm actually getting the hang of it, I've been having fun with like Steam's features of live record, well, not live recording, but like having a recording backup of your gameplay that you can refer back to after you're done playing. It took a bit to set up and it doesn't quite work as advertised. But with Sonic Cross World in particular, I've been getting quite a bit of mileage out of it lately. Plus, like, the modding community for PC games feels so much more accessible than on consoles. So, lately I've actually been having quite a bit of fun with Sonic Cross World mods. Despite having a few other games, this feels like the first piece. Crossworlds feels like the first PC game that I've really gotten into the modding scene for. A little bit ironic because I do play a bit of mods for other games from time to time. But also helps that the Sonic community is just great. Like, between Sega being so I don't want to give them too much credit, but they are pretty generous with their modding community compared to other gaming companies of a similar caliber. little sidetracker to say, like, Sonic fans make a lot of fun, cool stuff, and I've been messing around with that. You would ask for a PC for Christmas, but you do want to try to get CA. Fair. Like... Okay, let me give you your number. 42. 42. And then I'll continue that train of thought. Yeah, like, I'm fortunate enough to have a pretty decent job and not have to, without going into the details, not have to worry too much about rent. So I try not to take that for granted. Which is why I'm saying, like, yeah, don't... It's totally understandable that you would want to prioritize actually getting the games you want rather than actually getting the setup you need for streaming and all that. Besides, like, the streaming space is part of the reason of why I was feeling so down earlier on is because the YouTube and Twitch scene has just been kind of all over the place to begin with. Like, I know from my past few experiences that I've been pretty lucky to even have days where, like, there's 1 or 2 people in the chat, and I don't want to get too depressive with analytic talks and all the details that go on behind the scenes of YouTube, but I will, so I'll just leave it at the fact that there is a lot going on. So there's definitely no rush to get into it. If it's something you want to do, then you can take your time investing into it, because I don't think it's going anywhere. Or at least it's not going to get any better or worse. As much as you want to stream, you already know there's something you could... As much as you want to stream, you know you already have something that you could stream, so you could just stream the game that you play until you are able to get the materials needed. Fair. Pardon my stutter, just doing a live translation of pronouns from I to you. For some reason, wasn't in my mental capabilities for today. Did I really do everything with Gligar? I'm actually surprised I haven't caught enough Glysaurs yet, but I guess I haven't really bothered to evolve any. What else do I gotta do? Well, I see a bunch here. Move stuff. Oh. I totally should have stunned one with an item. Oh, I wasn't... Okay, I guess Gligar is a little bit higher in level than I was expecting it to be. We're winging it though. Hopefully strong with the style of moves I need to do with Barboach, but I guess not. Alright, so that's everything in note there. Why not? Since I'm spending all this time anyways, I might as well check to see if the Rowlets have anything good. I think the number was 42. That's okay. It kind of got meshed in with everything I was talking about, so I don't blame you for missing it. Again, the number was 42. You know, before I go after these Rowlets, I should see who is really stalking me from the distance. Because otherwise they're going to just backstrike me. And no one in that party is going to be happy. At least no one who starts with the letter me. Okay, I guess they went back to minding their own business. Oh, 42, 44. Those numbers are already done. 14? I could have sworn I had another number in mind, but kind of blanked out on it, so 14 is what you got. Whoop. Guess that's what I get for trying to be fancy. This is never really a swell spot to try to hunt in because there's no real good places to hide. I guess if I actually came... out from the hillside instead of like the tops of the cliffs like a caveman, I might have been able to pull something off. But nope. And I'm kind of dreading checking out Electric Kid because I don't want another one of those shinies. I don't know why, I'm just thinking, for some reason I just get the vibes of, okay, I've had plenty of those. By the way, you're welcome, hacker. Yeah, there's not too much time left on this outbreak anyways. Oh, and there's an Obama Snow out in the distance. Elegant and Grace. Speaking of which, okay, Obama Snow is actually all done. I'm 99% certain that Snowfur is done as well, so there's not really too much to worry about here besides just grabbing the Pokemon as quickly as possible before the rain runs out. Shoot, it spot me. And now they're all gonna get provoked. Fantastic. Well, that's fine. If they don't sparkle, then all I really gotta do is get rid of them, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I swear, if I actually get beaten up by level 38 Snowverse, then whoop, welcome to Pokemon Legends. It's just par for the course. Man, like if I didn't have an influx of items and there was actually consequences to losing, this game would actually be hard. Thinking more about it, it's kind of a shame that there hasn't really been anything that really clicked with me with ZA, because I've been really good with avoiding spoilers for that game. I think like the main things I've been spoiled on are like 2 Mega Evolutions, including one that's like impossible to avoid because like it's gotten just that strong of reactions out of people. But besides that, I've been pretty scot-free. And, like, part of me is like, I want to try it. But I'm not sure if I would, like, enjoy it enough to justify the purchase. Oh, no, I was talking about Pokemon that there weren't trailers for before the game released. I won't go into any more details because I would like... When I do get the game someday, I would like to go into it as spoiler-free as possible. But no, I already knew about the ones that they had trailers for. I'll leave it at that. Or like mini-movies and promotional. What I meant to say is that I know about the megas that they advertised before the game was released. Yeah, I don't know about trailer, but did get his own little mini video. It was more so a weird social media campaign where content creators pretended that they were hypnotized by it. By just constantly praising the Pokemon. There was a little video at the end that kind of tied it all together. Yeah, it was kind of a weird video I was thinking more about because it was like a live action video when all the other quote promotional videos for the Megas were more like animated trailers. I guess I would consider it a trailer, but it was definitely different from all the other videos in terms of like art style, we could say. Like the whole I Love Mailmark campaign. Wait, am I almost already done with Bronzor? It feels like I just started spamming strong style moves at stuff. I guess that's what happens when all you gotta do is strong style, and you don't gotta worry specifically about what move you do. And I think that's gonna be the last one for me, even if I can squeeze in another massive outbreak before everything ends. Cool, like you resist literally all my moves. I didn't even take that into account. Oh yeah! The whole reason I was getting out of the tangent in the first place. Like, I've come up with a game plan for how I'm gonna handle whether or not I play Legends ZA. Like, the full $70 retail price doesn't seem worth it to me. I don't think it's worth buying it for the Switch 1. I've heard, like, it runs fine enough. Like, there's no glaring issues with it on Switch 1. But it still kind of vibes with me of, like, if I'm gonna get it and it's available for Switch 1 and 2, then why not just wait until I can get it for Switch 2? Point being, I think I'm gonna wait until I actually pick up a Switch 2, because even though I've been hesitant for the longest time, as Kirby Air Riders becomes more and more, we get closer and closer to the release time for Kirby Air Riders, the likelihood of me picking up a Switch 2 picks up more and more, because that's like the first Switch 2 game that I've actively been excited for. So I think that's a good element for being my first Switch 2 game. That being said, though, if I'm right there picking up a Switch 2 for Kirby Air Riders, and I could just get the game on discount by buying it in a bundle, then why don't I just pick up Legends ZA there? Because I know I'll regret it for full $70 retail price. The only Pokemon game I've really cared about getting physically for a while is this very game that we're playing right now. So, like, getting it as part of the Switch 2 bundle seems to be the best way for me to pick up and play Legends ZA. So I'm holding off on looking into the game, picking up the game, or doing anything like that until I get around to getting a Switch 2, just so I can see if I can get a bundle that comes with Legends ZA to get a little bit of a discount. I have no interest in Mario Kart World. Meanwhile, with ZA, it's like, if I could have get it for free, then I would at least try it out. And not to, like, I don't mean to imply that, like, it's free with a Switch, but it feels significantly cheaper, so, like, between possibly getting it physically but for full Switch 2 price, or getting it digitally when I'm picking up a Switch 2 for a little bit cheaper while I'm picking it up anyways, then that's my mindset. And if they're no longer selling the game, if they're no longer selling Switch 2 with Legends ZA by the time I get a Switch 2, then, welp, I guess I'm not playing Legends ZA. Video games have been kind of weird as of late. It can get a bit depressing looking too much into the details. Though, I only bring up what I do because I did watch a video essay not too long ago, like from the perspective of a game designer slash former game designer, of the whole process of relating to the whole process of making DLC. They kind of shed some light into like the whole ZA DLC promo. Well, like, or like I should say, gave a perspective on how DLC is made that made me reconsider some opinions that I, or at least the general internet community, had towards the way that DLC was announced. Alright, before I take on any more massive mass outbreaks, I should do some pasture cleaning. I guess if you're interested, like, go to the YouTube channel Golden Owl. I believe that's their latest video on just, like, DLC from a developer perspective, I think. The name is something like that. And it's one of their more recent videos. So it shouldn't be too hard to find either way. It's worth checking out. On that note, though, I am not envious of anyone who has to work in the industry of game development, despite my interest in game design, personally. Because, man, that industry sucks. Sucks even more so now than when I was in college, and it was already kind of demoralizing to hear about in college, to the point where well, that's a whole story in of itself. But before I get into anything, let's see how we're standing. Oh shoot, I forgot. I didn't mean to go right to the village. I was gonna save and then go to the village net. Well, at least we do have an outbreak right in the field lens. But since I screwed up my soft reset method anyways, I guess I might as well go to the farm, restock on my Pokeballs, just to keep them top off. All good. Like, I tried to make my streams lurker friendly, so as fun as it has been to chat with you hackers, no pressure. Like, chat at your own pace, watch and lurk at your own pace. I would be a hypocrite if I required everyone who watched my stream to be constantly chatting anyways, because I go into playing streams myself, either with them on this background noise or just listening in, taking in the vibes of the community without actually speaking myself. That reminds me though, I'm kind of wondering if we're getting close to the time that I would want to take a little hydration break. I went into the stream with little to no water, which was a bad choice. And I think I've had enough of the sparkling water to have a good time to step away for other reasons. I almost forgot to craft. I bought all these materials and almost forgot to do anything with them. Let's see. Ah, screw it. Like, I have... As you might have been able to tell by the amount of funds I have, there is zero pressure to actually manage my resources in any particular fashion. I'm just used to doing so because being stingy was how I got to where I am today. Do I have Discord? Yeah, I guess I do have an account. I don't really promote it too often because it's just a small Discord that I use for sharing my projects and videos and that. I'm not sure if there's like, as most of the people who were in there were there for my Golden Sun modding days and don't really chat too much. I'll get you a link to it either way though. Just give me one sec. I'm not really up to voice commentary if that's what you're asking, but if you wanted to just like have a place to join to hang out and chat in the text chats, then I got no problem with that. Let's see, can I do it without resetting the link? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. If nothing else, that'll work, and I'll just have to reset the link in all my videos and that. Let's see, do I got enough air balls? Jet balls. Not sure why I came out like that. Not really enough, but... Am I really out of stone ore already? No, I don't know why it wasn't letting me buy them then, but... Oh, I'm out of apricorns! That thought didn't even occur to my mind. What's up? Find something good? Huh, you're right, it's the Permutation 14. Nice. Awesome, congrats. Alright. Am I forgetting anything? I'm forgetting that I still have way too many spoiled apricorns, that's for sure. And I probably should restock on sticky globs before I forget. Like, if I'm not gonna bother to grind out the mud, then I should just go and buy them like a common folk peasant. The word I'm looking for. Even though, ironically, it'd probably be more of a peasant thing to actually build your own sticky globs. Alright. Looking at the time I've been streaming, we're about an hour in. So, if I stream for 2 hours, that would take us to the halfway mark. So, I am gonna pull up my BRB and take care of all of that real quick. It'll only take a couple minutes, so I'll see you all in a sec. Enjoy some nice Jubilee jazz while you're at it. Alrighty. We good to go. Oops. Okay, good. That was a Pokemon Pokeball. Nah, a Pokeball that got wasted. Well, since I can't really soft reset anyways, we might as well ride out this outbreak regardless what's in it. Alright. There is a cipher. And you know what? This seems like the perfect opportunity to actually try permutations because I'm not saved in the right places for my normal setup anyways. I am so over odds with the cipher line that it's not even funny. Yeah, like 221 checks. That apparently puts me at over 102% odds. Let me see if I can pull up a permutation spreadsheet. Permutation spreadsheet real quick. If it's not too much effort. I don't think I'll have the patience to do all of them, but I do want to at least do more than one attempt at this thing. Like, if I can make today the day where I finally get a shiny cipher, all the more power to me. Because who knows when I'll ever find another cipher outbreak to try this out with anyways. So for those of you not to know, permutation is basically the process of saving next to an outbreak and then trying it out in various methods. Oh wow, that outbreak is much further away than I thought it was. Long story short, it's a series of soft resets next to an outbreak to try to get different types of Pokemon to appear by doing different combinations of catching and battling the individual Pokemon that make up an outbreak. I could have probably explained it even more simple than that, but hopefully that's enough to get the point across for the general audience. It would be nice if I could get rid of any distractions that might get in the way first and foremost though. Vanilla Shock, Nasty Plot. Okay, I guess I do still need to do strong style moves, which is great because all I want to do is just I guess they're so weak that I could like use Vanilla Shock as well. I was gonna say I'm just strong style Mud Bomb to get all these Luxios out of the way so they aren't in the way when I'm actually catching the Pokemon. I mean, those ones seem like they might be minding their own business. I did remember the one other thing I really know about Legends of ZA. The shiny hunting. Like, I learned that the game actually soft resets, or I mean autosaves, and there's no way to turn it off. But in exchange, shiny Pokemon are... It's a lot harder to make a shiny Pokemon disappear. Okay, I'm guessing C stands for catch, K stands for KO. I forget what the green KO is. We'll start with the stuff I know, because I'm probably not going to have the patience to do this entire permutations chart anyways. So, keep things simple by starting off with catching everything. Hopefully no one sees me. Hard part is that I gotta catch even the stuff that finds me and wants to battle me. But at least I just still happen to stock up on sticky globs, so we don't even need to worry about the complications of lowering their health without knocking them out. In fact, I could probably just go in guns blazing and catch the Pokemon. Just realized the other problem with this chart. I can't see the chat while I'm looking at it, because I'm sacrificing one of my monitors that I would normally use for streaming in order to actually play the game. Alright, that should be catching everything. Nothing there. So we reset and try again. You know, what I should do is like pull that chart up from my phone. That way I could have the best of both worlds. Legends, Permutations, Rotom Lab. It's a little bit more messy, but I think we can still work with this. Alright. Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention to how many spawns were in that first wave. But I guess that's for advanced mode. Right, so next one is KL2 and then catch the rest. Again, we'll see how many of these I do before I go screw it. I need to make progress on my Pokedex to feel like I'm getting anything accomplished. So first things first, we gotta find 2 ciphers to defeat. And if we could do it without stirring them too much, all the better. I mean, but do I really when I got sticky globs? Yeah, we'll see. Well, what am I doing? I have these spoiled apricorns that I gotta use up. Why don't I just do that? Probably because it's just more fiddling around with the menu I gotta worry about. Because meanwhile I could just like throw one sticky glob. And especially when they're all coming at me like this. I did battle 2 of them, right? I'm pretty sure I remember battling 2 of them. Oh, you're right there. And that seemed to be a bus as well. Jump down. What's 14? 14 seems like 14 is apparently the lucky number. Unfortunately, I don't remember what green is. Maybe green is like multiple in a row? What was green? We have a new permutation tool for massive outbreaks too. Shoot, I didn't realize there was a difference. Right. So if a row shows blue, KO, KO. C, green. KO with a color indicates that number of columns should be multi-despawn. Enter a battle with that many or more. Okay, this is the part that always teases me. All I know is that I've KO'd. I'm gonna just stick to the blues because I'm pretty sure blue is simple in of itself, or like just battling one. This is why I was gonna go in order. And this new chart for mass outbreaks feels even more complicated, going back to the old one. I'll stick with 11 because that's the closest to 14 I can get. And that's like catch, KO, KO, and then catch the rest. You were not the one I was trying to fight. And now there's two in the battle, which confuses things in of itself. Catch. There's not even one with. I wish there was an easy way to see what the heck green KO means. Then that means multi-spawn 2. Or blue is multi-spawn. Oh. In that case, I might have screwed up everything. Now, I'm just gonna soft reset next to one a few times and see what happens. It's been so long. I think I've already, like, my brain's already scrambled following this chart. This might have been part of the reason why I stopped trying to do this. Or, like, only do it when for something extremely special. And even then, I don't know if I ever actually stuck with the permutations long enough to actually get anything. Feels like even the times I have tried to permutate, I've had more luck just finding on my own time. Especially because, like, this... I'm gonna lose my progress with Bronzor. This finally got done. All I know is that there's no way I'll ever actually replicate whatever the heck I did just there. So that's... worth an ordeal in of itself. Do I want to mark that as a... Do I want to mark that as a catch KO catch, even though that's totally not what I did? Or not what the chart means? Who knows? I can already tell that I'm only gonna like have the patience to do this like 5 times. So if we actually get anything from permutations, then it's all dumb luck as far as I'm concerned, because there's no way I'm following this chart right. I haven't even paid enough attention to see how many Pokemon are popping out of this outbreak. So, isn't there one that just obliterate everything? To my knowledge, you have to like... see... There's one that's just catch 2, KO 2, and then catch the rest. I don't think I've done that one yet. Come on, I need that one to go in the Pokeball before I battle anything. All good. Only thing you miss, if you even missed that, is I'm trying out the permutation method, and I think I'm already screwing it up. But I already tried getting this shiny cipher from this outbreak the normal way. So it's worth a shot, because who knows the next time I will find... another outbreak of these guys. Maybe not too long, but not worth trying out. Well, at least you're trying. In total, I've done 2, maybe 3, depending on how things messed up. Right now, I'm on the one where I catch 2 and knock out the rest, which... okay, never mind. According to the chart, it is 17. I was gonna say... I haven't paid attention to the Discord. Yeah, I haven't paid attention to the server since I quickly said hi there, because I've been focusing on the live streaming here. So I wouldn't see any messages on the server until I'm done. Oh shoot, that reminds me of that crazy shenanigan that happened at the start of the stream. I'm pretty sure that was when my mic wasn't going, so like the whole reaction to shot, especially because I don't think I've ever heard my voice laugh in that particular way. So as far as I know, no one ever heard it, and no one will ever hear it again. How many Pokemon are in the horde? That's the thing. I have not even been paying attention enough to keep track of how many Pokemon are in the horde. I've just been doing the permutations that end with me either catching everything or defeating everything, so I haven't even had a need to count them up yet. Since you reminded me though, since I know I caught two somewhere down the line, I plan to defeat the rest. Wait, that doesn't really help me out too much. I was gonna say I could just count how many I caught, but no, if you're just defeating... Oh, you're gonna need to figure out how many Pokemon are in the Horde. Oh. Yeah, fair. Well... Either way, I'm convinced that this... I really just want to get back to the massive outbreak hunt, so I think this is going to be my last attempt either way. So screw it. There will be more ciphers in the future. And if I get real desperate, I can try it again then. It's just that I can only soft reset so many times before I go, welp, now to play this game my way. And before, like, end up getting my 20 millionth shiny Zora instead. Just because I don't remember if I did the 2 strong styles I need to finish off Bronzong in this timeline or not. Apparently I have. All the better. So, what do I want to mark down for encounters in that mess? We'll just say 10. Even if I didn't do the permutations right, surely I've came across at least 10 unique ciphers in some shape or form. If you don't mind me asking, Hacker, I'm kind of curious how you found the stream. Was there a particular channel that you saw it promoted on? Or did you just happen to come across it while browsing? Mostly curious if you're from any community that I'm already familiar with, or if you're a completely fresh face. No pressure if you don't feel comfortable talking about it. Ah, you came across it by searching Pokemon Legends. right on Twitch. Fair enough. Thinking more about it, that seems like the most obvious place to find the stream. So once again, welcome in. Glad you've been enjoying the show. Well, that's good to hear. Glad you enjoy what you see, or glad you're enjoying what I'm doing, even if it's not exactly what you're looking for. And I'll tell you what, if we come across another Cypher Lilligan before the end of the stream, I'll try that again. Cause when I'm only looking for 2 Pokemon, feels like Permutations is the only way I'm gonna actually get it without cycling through pretty much every other Pokemon in the game several times over. Right, I'm here to pick up a satchel because for some reason I actually care about those. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'm sure it's not as hard as I'm making it out to be. Just with the way my commentary vibe goes. Sometimes I pretty much like talk right off the top of my head to allow me to keep focus on playing the game. So critical thinking while live streaming isn't always my forte. I'm trying to recall what's the craziest strat that I've done in the middle of a live stream. I'm sure there's something, but there's not really much coming to mind. And when you hear this, I'm pretty sure that's like a glitch, because I keep hearing the sleeping sound effect even long after the napping Snorlax has been caught, and it always throws me off every time because, like, wait, is there a Pokemon still sleeping? Should I be a little bit more careful? Nah, like, you know that it's a glitch too. Okay. Kind of rare to find running into anyone that actually knows more about what's going on in the game than, I don't know, than I do. Like, I guess the thing is, like, I've been playing the game for a long time, but I kind of get so caught up in the cycle that, like, my playtime isn't always reflective of my expertise, but it does still feel like I know more than the average Pokemon fan about this game in particular, just because I've been playing it for so long. Seems like we've both been around the game long enough to know the little quirks it has when they pop up. That being, you can. If right here isn't a testament about just how casually I take my shiny hunting, then I don't know what is, because I just realized, like, the Massive Mass Outbreaks ended like a solid minute ago. Oh, that's right. The reason I didn't leave yet was because I was still going after a satchel. No, no. You love the permutation method so much, you used to hate to use it. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, that makes sense. You start not liking something, but you give him enough time to get comfortable and used to it that it just becomes second nature, and then there's not really anything to worry about. I could imagine that. Ugh. Really? I have the power to summon myself into the sky and flee as I please. Pokemon seeing me is not really an issue anymore, game. You know, I really got that many more spoiled apricorns. Well, I might as well clear out my Pokemon box while we are here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Defeat at least 2, but definitely lost count along the way, so I'm not gonna get too caught up in those details. You're thinking about whether or not you should evolve the Dartrix you have. That's a good question. The way my mindset seems to go with those sort of things is that I usually just wait to see if I don't get something else that's already evolved, but then end up just never evolving it because I never decide what's the breaking point for when I want to actually, when I've waited long enough and can just evolve the Pokemon. You're not good enough because you learned the hard way before. I'm guessing you're talking about what I was just describing there, of like not wanting to evolve your Pokemon because you don't want to run into the evolved form along the way. And like, well, I could have just kept this one pre-evolved and have both of them, but now I just have 2 of the same thing. Alright. Before I forget, time to put Bronzor away because I no longer need it. What I need to do is take some time to go through my Pokedex and clean out this box so I have more options of things to bring in. Shoot. Seeing all my non-legend stuff in my process of trying to figure out where I want to put this legend thing. Well, what was I doing? This whole train for raid box is right there. I forgot I just like kept piling everything else into, just dip it into the end of my default box. I don't remember what I need to do with Ursaring, but it's here. Yeah, I think Pearling, it was just doing double edge a couple more bazillion times. So let's stick that there because I know that's something I can do. Alright, we saved. Now we repeat yet again. Yeah. Even though I could have kept going with the permutations, it was worth canceling it just so I could say that I'm finally done with Bronzor. It was so close to being done. None of the 2 things here, but we might be able to get another chance at Burnmite. And I'll never pass down an opportunity for a Burnmite outbreak. What you got for me, Mai? Well, too late now. Here's the thing, Hacker. The main reason why I ignore Zora so easily, like to the point of second nature, maybe this didn't get caught on the part I was actually talking about on stream, but I'm already pretty well set with the Zora line. Only thing I don't think I flat out have an alpha yet. But I guess this is a good excuse to show off the shinies that I've caught so far, as we try to refresh and reflect on what we have with Zora. Shiny Zora number 1, Shiny Zorak. If I found the Shiny Zoras that early on, then I was convinced I would have a second Shiny Zora. But apparently not. Apparently it's just the two members of the family. Well, you normally go to every outbreak of a star for a chance of alphas. True. I won't deny it. Shed alphas are pretty cool. But I've been on this quest to try to get the rest of the Hisui shinies for so long that I feel like I'm just jinxing myself going for a shiny that I already have. You have a lot of shiny Zoras, but you still recommend it. Which I don't blame you for recommending. It is a cool shiny. Congrats on the random shiny Gibble. We'll have to see how long I go for it. I can already sense myself losing a little bit of steam. Yeah, can't believe I'm still beating myself over the whole... Oh shoot, I should have gone to the other place because I haven't even had an opportunity to look for a Lilligant yet. Let alone actually find one. Oh well. Surely there'll be opportunities where there's no outbreaks here, but there are outbreaks in the other area. This does make me think if I got a shiny Lilligant in Pokemon Go. Oh, guess I found another Cypher outbreak. Only because I said I would. I'll give the permutation thing another chance. You really want Alpha Shiny Hisuian Growly for Arcanine, but you have yet to have Alpha Second Horde. So look at the grow. I wish there was someone to rob here. Things you just casually say out loud in the wide world wilderness. Before I engage in combat, I should double check to see if I actually gotta do the stuff with the Perugly that I think that I need to do. P comes before Q. Yeah, like, this is purely just for completion purposes. Oh, wait. Apparently Perugly's already been done. Well, that's why I check. Just a normal just a normal day of wishing to rob someone. True. Boo. Bold for the beast to actually... bold for the thief to actually call me a brazen. Shouldn't I completely blinked out? The Toxicroak was her signature Pokemon, so I guess we're having a Toxicroak Ditto match. Except I forgot to actually swap away the Progly. Well, not too late. I was gonna boast, oh, my attacks are Croak is better because it's bigger. But then I looked at the levels, but then the battle was just over. One day, Barbara, you'll get a high enough level that you can actually... I can actually do Pokedex stuff with you. Yeah. Give me your big nuggets. Alright. Back to the mess that we intended to start. Yeah, I should really be bunking the trees because a big reason why I was caught off guard by the lack of apricorns is like those are usually the easiest things to find, but especially with the farm. But I guess I've just been slacking on that for a bit. Ah shoot. We're not ready for the permutations. I don't know if the ciphers are gonna... I don't know if the aggro of the ciphers will just magically go away if I reset. I guess we'll start with battling them. I'll have to remember to count, first and foremost. Hoping a 4. Which is fine because I need to count from my own tracker anyways. A 1. Just gotta wait for everyone to go through their animations. Two ciphers. Oh, I'll have to get to that freak out a little later. I can't lose count. 3 ciphers. Four ciphers. I quote, "Ooh, I got Ashua Outbreak. I pray I get shiny because ooh, speaking of freaking out shiny." In the middle of reading that out loud, I heard the zing. Why don't I see any Pokemon? Oh, I see it. Oh, didn't mean to double save, but... do I go for... Let's just go for Jet Ball. It's got wings. This will look nice. Woohoo! And that was... and I didn't even need a permutation for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the good news, we only have one Pokemon left. The bad news, we only have one Pokemon left before I reach my goal. And the reason that's bad news is because that means we gotta go for the grind of finding the Outbreak. And the methods to learn the permutations seem all the more ineffable. With it being so close to 2 hours, so I don't even think we're gonna find a little Outbreak. tonight, let alone take on it. But I think I got the momentum in me to, like, go for one more at the very least. Oh. I don't even know if I'm trying anymore. I got so many sticky globs. I just brute force my way for the rest of these. I know how to dodge roll. I've done Frenzy Pokemon before. It's been a hot minute since I've done any, but I know how to dodge roll. Don't permutate unless in an alpha you recommend. Okay. And, you know, I should make the most out of my berries and, like, check these other ones, but I also kind of just want to go and... I guess I could, like, do a little bit of a middle ground. Like, double check on our new shiny friend real quick. Then maybe, like, go for the rest of the time in the rain. Okay, I gotta get rid of her ugly, or at least... By which I mean, like, put it... somewhere where I don't mistakenly grab it again. I guess this is a good way to check it out, the nature in that. Cypher. Level 60. I'm gonna guess Adamant. No, it's Naive. Anyways, I never got a chance to read out your story. You were freaking out a while back because you got an Oshawott and you're hoping for the shiny because Oshawatt's one of your favorites. Best of luck on that. Alright. By the way. You can go there. Depending on how I'm feeling, we might take a closer look at you later on tonight. But for right now, I gotta find natural Pokemon. I'll look into what I actually need to do with you later. I gotta hunt these Pokemon while I still have to drive. All that's left is Lilligant. No. First of all, thank you. I shouldn't have been muted. My mic didn't seem muted, but I guess it decided it didn't want to detect sound anymore. Because you were right. It I wouldn't say muted, but it did decide to disconnect itself or something. We should be good now. Not sure how long it was muted, but it's long story short, my reaction to that was probably what you expected. No, there's no way I heard another sparkle. It's back in my mind, I was thinking, maybe possible. What? I definitely should keep going, because what if? There's no way, but what if? But the what if turned out to be a what be. Oh, wow. And we got Mr. Mines. This kind of sucks. I never can really get into the groove with how you're supposed to deal with Mr. Mines besides brute force. Because their reflection, their barriers never seem to fully go away. Of course, now that I say it out loud, I'm handling them fairly decently. But this guy, I don't think this guy's let his... I guess all you gotta do is talk shade about them never letting go of their barriers to make them let go of their barriers. You should do the arrow outbreak. All you gotta do is save in front of them and run in front of all of them. Yeah. I guess I've been hesitant to do the Abra outbreaks because I got the shiny Abra already. That was one I ran into by accident. Funny story, I think that was one of, if not the first shiny I got after getting the shiny charm. If it wasn't the first, it was definitely the second. It's just something I casually ran into while looking for outbreaks. I don't know if I got the patience for Mr. Mime. We've been doing so good. We're so on a roll. And I would much rather have a shiny Munchlax than I would a shiny Mr. Mime. At least riding the... At least after the shenanigans with Mime Jr. So early on. No! No! No way! Sorry. This is supposed to be a chill vibe. That's what I'm saying, hacker! I've played this game for a long time, but I can't recall if I had luck this crazy before. That's right, they run. I should save. There was definitely a time I've gotten 3 shinies in one mass outbreak session. But I say session because there was only 1 or 2 from mass outbreaks. And the third one I just got by chance afterwards. But even then, I don't think it was that's even with that story, I do think this still feels like the luckiest I've gotten with the shinies. I just on a whim. Just maybe I go somewhere else. Just in case. Why? I guess this makes up for not finding any on my birthday. But I can't really use that excuse because the only reason I didn't find any on my birthday was because I didn't play the game long enough. I actually went back to Scarlet and Violet to try to get a shiny with a mark. And while I didn't get a shiny with a mark, I did at least find a few shiny Dunsparce and even got the cycle one when not even hunting for the latter. Then again, thinking more about it, I've had a pretty lucky weekend where my shiny, I don't know about luck because it's Pokemon Go. But it feels like I've been running into the shinies at the very least in Pokemon Go quite a bit. A lot of them were repeats of things I got in the past, so it wasn't too much hype, but looking back, I think I did get a lot over the course of this week that I've been off. But no, I think this still takes the cake when it comes to luck in this game. And I think just out of for the whimsy, I'm gonna check out Shiny Alpha, or check out the Outbreak of the Abras, because if nothing else, with the luck I've been having, I will not even care. What's up with this dude? He's not running. Let's just see if the Abra wasn't so far away, I would just like try to clear it out for the funds. Like, I gotta double check, but I don't think I got a shiny Munchlax yet. That was definitely one of the ones that were in the back of my mind to get if I didn't have the goal of looking for specifically Hisui Pokemon. So I must have not gotten that one yet. So if that's the case, that's like 3 brand new shinies all at once. Oh, okay, level 33, perfect. Finally, something Barbroach can take care of. I forget if I gotta actually do stronger fast style moves or if it's just doing the Mud Slap / Mud Bomb in general. And like, there is a temptation to keep going, but I don't know if we can top this. Especially if I end up like taking this very slow approach. All for the sake of just trying to get some check marks off on the Pokedex. Like, surely we gotta at least see if there's even outbreaks in the places where Petalil appears before calling it a night, right? Right. Just hope that I have the patience to actually get through these battles before that, though. Okay, and why is this? You're a Monferno. I'm catching you in Ultra Balls. Why you gotta be so stubborn? I usually have a policy of like, if it just so happens to fall into the red, to catch it anyways, because it's just as much time and you get a little money out of it. But you, my friend, have been stubborn enough for me to make an exception. Because poor Barbroach there. Poor Barbroach there did not deserve that abuse. Well, lesson learned. Title, because I'm too stubborn. Meanwhile, title, because I'm too stubborn. Meanwhile, him saying, why are you so stubborn? You know, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. The temptation to just catch them because it'd be faster is really strong right now. But this feels like the first opportunity I had to really try to level up Barbroach in any shape or form. Oh, you know, the rain is over anyway, so that answers the question for me. It doesn't really matter at this point. You know, it's just 2 more. You can finish them off. Like, I know it's hard to keep myself motivated because I know there's not going to be any more popping up. But they're right there. Might as well. Barbroach appreciates the Pokedex completion. We can claim. There's only one, so it won't. And I'm not really too keen on trying to catch them anymore. So this should be nice and smooth. There we go. What the heck. Just to make sure I don't leave any stone unturned. And even though it's level 9, I guess I think I'm gonna go for the mud bomb anyways. Just because I really don't want to spend 2 turns on it burn me. Shiny swine up. Nice. Wait, does it say it? Oh, I'm out of room for orange berries. Well, again, there's an easy solution for that. Yeah, it's been so long since I've actually used this. Well, that didn't clear up as much as I thought it would, but hey. Still works. Alright, before I get too caught up on things though, I have a tradition where I try to like take a photo with the shinies I caught after every play session. So while I still want to keep going just to see if like the next outbreak is possibly what I'm looking for. We still gotta take a moment to appreciate what we got. You're gonna try to permutate swine up and you can get a feel of things because it has an alpha second horde. Okay. Good luck with that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just appreciate my haul. It's a good thing I made a 5th box because it looks like I might actually gonna need it. I might have to actually start dumping shinies in home, which is a shame because I like having them all right in game so I could just like browse from my box and just recollect on my whole journey with this game by just looking at the shinies as I'm browsing through. But I mean, if I keep playing this game, I'm gonna keep catching stuff and I'm gonna eventually run out of space for them. That's a dilemma to worry about another day though. Wait, why won't it let me do... I think it has to be... Can't be a multi-select. I think that was the only issue. Alright. As is tradition, we get our little friends out here and chat with them. Let's see. Been a hot minute. I guess that lets me pull it up like that. Oh, maybe it's because I'm crouching, but I could have sworn like if you hold down the stick, you go in the first person view. Oh, that's the L trigger I'm thinking of. Alright. As much as I love to keep chatting with my Pokemon, I do want to try to go for at least one more outbreak before the end of the night. And we're already past the 2-hour mark, so I don't got too much time to just idle around. Jeez, I made it sound like I was glitching out there, but no. That's just me struggling to do the very basic task of being a human being. Alright. You need to go there. You should have been there a while ago. What is that glowing aura? That's not something that I did with a button press, was it? You know, in hindsight, gonna say? There was something I was gonna do in hindsight, but it couldn't have been that important if I'm blanking out on it. Why is it clicking the other stick? Why does everything look like it's under a lens flare? That's 31 Pokemon. Oh shoot. Didn't really take a moment to appreciate having 3 sparkles on a single summary screen. But at least this is all being live streamed / recorded, so I can just reflect on that whenever I please. Like, we are still going, right? Of course. Yeah, not sure when I'm gonna finish actually catching the barbels without getting caught, because that's the whole thing. Hopefully this filter doesn't go away. Hopefully I don't just end up saving this filter, because it is getting to be a little annoying. Alright. Maybe it was a weather thing, because it seems to be gone. Okay, nothing in Crimson Fire Mireland. I'll try a couple times, because it feels a little anticlimactic to say, let's go for one more Outbreak, and then just go, nah, I changed my mind. But we did have a pretty exciting time that last Mass Outbreak, so I won't complain too much if I end things off there. Alright, well past 2 hours. And odds are we're not gonna odds are the stream had peaked. Definitely peaked the mic at the very least. Well, there's stuff in the Ireland, or I mean, there's stuff in the Fieldland. Sadly, there's not really any purpose to be in the Fieldlands still. I don't even want to check out Tangela, but there is that quest with Aipoms coming out of trees that you can only do in that area. So, at the very least, I could check on the tree. No, we'll try it one more time. Gonna say I have room for one more resetting me, but I think this will be it. I think if we get nothing this time, I'm gonna call it a night. We're definitely running on the whole scratchiness starting to form in the throat from talking for too long straight sort of ordeal. That usually restricts me to a 2-hour time frame. Screw it. I wanted to check for Aipoms anyways. It would just be funny if we got a 4th shiny, regardless of what it is. This effect is still there. It's not in camp, so I can only assume that it's just the weather that's going on currently. It is very sunny out. Alright, first things first, before I look into the Piplups. The big reason that I'm here with the whole Aipom tree thing, it's been so long since I've actually checked out these trees. So I might as well check before it becomes like another several months. One of them's shaking. This might actually be as exciting as getting 3 shinies in a row. And it's an Aipom! I lied. It's not as exciting as getting 3 shinies in a row, but I am way more excited about this than any average person should be. Like, I've been playing this game for 400 hours, and granted, the number of times I actually check these trees in that 400 hours is slim. Oh, no way. That's the other tree, too. And there's an alpha Aipom. Like, this day has just been blessed. Even the stuff with luck that doesn't involve shinies has been incredibly in my favor today. I feel like I need to catch this Aipom, even though it's not shiny, just to have something to commemorate this moment of actually having an Aipom come out of the Aipom tree. I swear, that feels even rarer than a shiny sometimes. Alright. Now for the reason people are actually now for the reason that I assume people are actually still watching this. Let's go get that Piplup. I say like it's guaranteed to be another shiny. I'm just jinxing myself to be proven wrong at this point. Or setting up for an incredibly hilarious joke when it is the 4th shiny I find in a single stream session. But more likely just making a fool out of myself. Let's be real. Yeah, you can tell that I'm going crazy because I was half expecting to just run into a random shiny flying over to the Aipom trees. It wouldn't be the first. I did find a shiny Combi that way. Right, I found a random shiny Alpha Combi that way. That's right, it wasn't just a regular old shiny Combi. I'm 99% sure that it was also Alpha. Just randomly out in the field. The only downside was that it was a male Combi. Alright. There's the Piplups. Nothing crazy yet. But we are still early on. There's time for practically anything to happen. There's a few more smoke bombs. The graphics are just having a field day, so it's kind of hard to tell where my smoke bomb, if I'm in or out of the smoke bomb. Oops. Well. I guess slopes are my #1 nemesis at the moment. I think I found a practical situation where you would want to use a normal Ultra Ball instead of the Jet Ball. These stupid hills. It's exactly that scenario. Alright. Not even anything too crazy there. Let me pick up the satchel while I'm here, but I feel inclined to... No, I'm not crazy, right? I did not hear another sparkle. That was just the music. And my ears are going crazy. Right? Yeah, I don't see anything I don't see anything here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just like making myself here at this point. There is one way to know for sure. This is stupid. I know I'm just being delusional. But I gotta know for sure. It'll help me sleep better at night if I just know for sure that I was just hearing things. You're giving up on permutating this swine up. Well, that's unfortunate. At least you know where a shiny is. So you at least have something you can settle on. I'm probably gonna wrap things up soon. I just been going for so long that I'm starting to hear things, so I'm just, yeah. I just had to reboot the game to make sure I didn't just hear a sparkle. I did not hear another sparkle. I'm just going insane, which makes it a good time to end things off for the night. So, thank you all for tuning in. I'm not the most consistent streamer, but I will say that when I do stream, it's around this time on Saturday evenings, so worth following on YouTube or Twitch to keep up with that. You already know the Discord because I shared it in the chat. Well, and I would share to YouTube, but you're already on Discord, so you can probably find my YouTube channel just from looking at the videos I share on the video channel. Yeah. I'm gonna say goodnight here and now so I can go for the VOD and possibly make a clip or two. Take care, everyone. Skip ahead on the YouTube stream, and we're good.